Hey, if you're watching online, good evening to you. Ball game running, about 15 minutes behind, so pregame show just starting.
By the way, Dave, I did get a look at the Superman bracket, so I guess they can still play. If they lose, they're still in the tournament.
Yeah, I think they're guaranteed 3, so.
That coveted 7th place trophy on the 18th hole.
Not really surprised by that.
No, he's had a lot of concussions.
Yes, he has. He's one of the best, though.
Yeah, he was.
It was actually about 2 inches from his mouth, and he was just mumbling. So I told... Well, he is in there. You can bring it back to us. Okay.
Coming back to you.
Coach Shane Hawkins joining us on our Bank of Carbondale pre-game report. Scott Hudson, and I know it was kind of hard for us to hear that on this end, but I was talking about this Hamilton County team, how they've got good size. They play as fundamental a basketball as any team that you're probably going to see.
And they always have. Even when Kurt Reed was there, they played very, very hard, and that is still a staple of Hamilton County basketball. Carterville's going to have to come out. They're going to have to play hard from the start. They played a really good game at Chester. Did not turn the ball over much. Shot the ball well from the field. Shot free throws well. And that was what got them to win against a good Chester team. Now they've got, how many times do we talk about this? Consistency. Carterville's got to come out and play as well as they did at Chester to come away with the win tonight.
And late news, Carterville's going to be without two of their key players. Austin Garby's unavailable tonight, as is Preston Sumner.
Which means more playing time for Cade Lustenberger, who played very well at Chester as a freshman. Very aggressive when he got the ball. He turned to look to shoot. He didn't turn to look to pass. And I think he scored about 6 points, had some rebounds. He'll play more. Connor Hawkins will probably start. What a game he had. But somebody on that bench is going to have to step up for those two that are out. Is it Townsend Barton, who played very well in the JV game? We'll have to wait and see who that next man up is going to be.
We'll continue on our Bank of Carbondale pre-game report here as both teams are still finishing up their warm-ups. Actually, the Lions have gone to the locker room. When we come back, we'll continue and get you set as the Hamilton County Foxes prepare to take on the home team, Carterville Lions, here tonight on News Radio WJPF. Welcome back to Carterville High School. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Breaking news in the world of sports this evening as we're coming on air as Carolina Panthers linebacker Luke Kuechly has announced that he's retiring at the age of 28, Scott Hudson.
Yeah, you see more and more players getting out of football at an earlier age, mainly because of the toll that football takes on your body. Luke Kuechly, in the short time he was in the NFL, one of the best to ever play the middle linebacker position. But I think he's had several concussions over the last few years. He probably says, you know what? I've made good money. I want to keep my health. It's time to leave the NFL.
He was one of the best. I loved watching him play. He would stick his head in there and take you out, you know. And Luke Kuechly retiring after 8 seasons. He's only 28 years old and retiring from the NFL. Here, the Carterville cheer and pom teams are on the floor doing their Carterville fight song, cheer, and the Lions over in the tunnel to a far diagonal from our location here at Carterville High School. Carterville comes in, as we said, 8-8 on the season. They split the 2 games they had over the weekend. A 55-53 loss to Sparta on Friday night, but they turn around Saturday afternoon and beat the Chester Yellow Jackets 50-43. HamCo, on the other hand, comes in. They are 6-8 on the season, and they are coming off back-to-back losses over the weekend. A 55-31 loss to Christopher, and a 44-32 loss to NCOE. We're going to continue here on our pregame show, get you set with the starting lineups and the tip-off as the Hamilton County Foxes are in town to take on the Carterville Lions here at Carterville High School. This is Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. This is anthem break. Welcome back to Carterville High School. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson as we are getting set for non-conference action on a Tuesday night here at Carterville High School. The starting lineups are being announced now by Ed Smith on the public address system here at Carterville High School. The Hamilton County Foxes are coached by Mr. Doug Miller. They are 6-8 on the season. They are 2-2 in conference play, and their starting lineup tonight will begin with the 5'9" senior Caden Richards, 5'10" senior Brandon Peters, the 6' senior Garrett Webb, Robbie Morgan, the 6'3" junior, and Gus Walden, the 6'4" senior. Four seniors on the starting lineup for Coach Doug Miller, Scott.
Well, they've got good size, and they're usually very good ball handlers as well. So Carterville's guards and forwards are going to have to be very good tonight on both ends of the floor.
Carterville Lions will, of course, be in the home whites tonight, and I think there's only, am I correct in saying that there is only 3 more home games after tonight? Of course, this year's schedule was home game heavy on the front side, on the front half of the schedule. We're going to be road warriors the next 2 months, or next month.
And 2 of those home games are the last 2 of the season.
Yeah.
So there's only 1 home game after this one, and I think that's against AJ. AJ here, which is a conference game.
And Tuesday night, or Monday night, I guess, we start play in the Superman Classic at Massac County. That'll be a 6:15 start. Pre-game show will start at 6. We're going to have to take off work early to go do that.
Yeah, I know. 2 days, as I said earlier, 2 days off is the most Carterville will have between now and the end of the month.
Carterville Lions are having their starting lineups announced now. As we mentioned, Austin Garmy and Preston Sun are not available for Coach Shane Hawkins in these Lions, so it'll be the 6'4" Eli Downen at one forward. Nicholas Laird, of course, gets started the other forward. At the point, it'll be Bryce Anderson, number 12, the 5'8" guard. At the other guard position will be number 20, Connor Hawkins. Connor was our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game in that game at Chester. He had 24. He had 5 3-pointers in the first half.
He has shot the ball so well from the field since that Anna Jonesboro game. You can just see the confidence every time he releases that shot. And what a big weapon that is to have somebody who can consistently hit beyond the arc.
At the other guard position will be Carson Pearson, the 5'8" senior. So for Coach Shane Hawkins, Pearson, Anderson, also Hawkins, Laird, and Eli Downen. And in the last game, we saw the big 6'4" freshman played mostly second and third quarter, Cade Lustenberger, but he was outstanding.
Well, he definitely earned himself some more playing time with the way he played. Very aggressive for a freshman. Sometimes you see freshmen a little timid. They want to hand the ball off instead of shoot. Lustenberger with 6 points, a few rebounds. We'll see him here tonight.
Both teams are on the floor. The officials are ready. And we are getting set for high school basketball here. Don't forget the live stream is available at YouTube. Just search Hamilton County Foxes at Carterville Lions, and you'll find that along with the radio call. The ball is in the air. The tip is controlled by McLeansboro, and thank you for tuning in to Lions Sports here all season long on News Radio WJPF. In the front court, Hamilton County moving from right to left. They're in their road green uniforms as Gus Walden has it up top, brings it to the left side of the circle to Brandon Peters. Peters now to the free throw line. Robbie Morgan has it. Now left wing just inside the arc. The shot is too strong. That taken by Gus Walden, and it's Caden Richards that controls the tip. They have the ball in the front court. McLeansboro won the tip, continues to hold as we are just underway. Around the top of the circle it goes by Brendan Peters on the right wing to Gus Walden. Walden at the left elbow gets the bounce pass to Garrett Webb. Now back to Walden. Walden steps around, gets it back to Garrett Webb. Webb on the left elbow. Kick out pass to the right wing is good from just inside the arc. That first bucket by Brendan Peters.
And now Carterville throws the ball away as Anderson was on one side of the floor in the backcourt, threw to the left side of the court in the front court and threw it out of bounds, and I absolutely have no idea who he was throwing it to.
This Lions team, Scott Hudson, 16 games, 17 now. This is the 17th game of the season. I bet you 14 of the 17, they turned the ball over on the first possession.
Yeah.
I would have to go back and look.
I probably would go to Vegas with that bet.
2-0 Foxes here, just underway as HamCo has it in the front court. It's in right at the elbow to Caden Richards, now to Garrett Webb. Webb bounces a couple of times, brings it outside the arc. Backdoor pass was a little over the head of the cutting Brandon Peters, and that's a turnover on the Foxes.
Well, in the first 2 Hamilton County possessions, they have yet to get the ball inside the paint. Carterville's defense is doing a very good job of keeping everything to the outside.
Good size by this Hamilton County team. Of course, Carterville just has a couple of good-sized boys. They're small at the point and on the off guards here for Coach Shane Hawkins. Eli Downen, shake and bake, takes it to the hole. Right-hand layup is too strong, and the rebound comes off to Robbie Morgan of Hamilton County. Into the front court, left-hand dribble, Brandon Peters, kick off to the left wing, dribbles around the top. That is Gus Walden. Now, top of the circle, Caden Richards to Gus Walden. Walden now to Robbie Morgan. Morgan at the free throw line, wants to go inside. Well done, blocked off by Connor Hawkins. Now just inside and off the lane. Drive down the lane by Robbie Morgan is no good. The rebound to Carson Pearson. Carterville on the run, bringing it back the other way. 2-0 ball game, 5:30 remaining in the first quarter. Short jumper from Anderson is way short. Gets his own board. Now the ball over to the right corner. Kicked around, but Carterville controls. Eli down and will launch for three. Good.
Well, we know Eli can hit that outside shot. He struggled with it a little bit, but a good start by the junior.
And Carterville leads by 1, 3-2, 5:15 on the first quarter clock. Brandon Peters, he has Bryce Anderson on him defensively. Carson Pearson picks up Caden Richards defensively. Richards drives and is picked up a charging foul. That's going to be the first team foul on McLeansboro.
This is one of the few times so far this year that both Pearson and Anderson look at the guy guarding them and say, I can see right in your eyes. Usually looking right in their chest. There's always teams with big guards.
At the end of the first quarter, Murfreesboro leads West Frankfort 10-9. It's 3-2 here, just under 5 minutes in the first quarter. Connor Hawkins will fire from three. His shot is good from the right corner. Back-to-back threes for the Lions.
Connor Hawkins, I tell you, could draw rain.
Yes, he can.
Those shots are so high.
4-point lead for the Lions, 6-2. Baseline drive, the shot is off the front of the iron. Eli down and just rips down the rebound. Outlet pass, Carson Pearson, bounce pass. Nick Laird has the ball stripped away, but it winds up in the backcourt. Bryce Anderson launches from three, and he pops for the Lions. 1, 2, 3 three-pointers to get the Lions going here.
Well, Carterville's come out shooting the ball red hot. They had one turnover that really wasn't a good turnover to start their first possession, but since then, it's been nothing but threes, and they got a 7-point lead.
9-2 as we have a quick 30-second timeout taken by Coach Doug Miller. He wants to talk to his Hamilton County Foxes. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, downtown Carterville for over 30 years. Charlie's can handle any heating or cooling system issues you may be experiencing, and no job is too big or small. Call 985-2502 for Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating in downtown Carterville. That's a great start by the Lions.
It is, and you've had 3 threes from 3 different players, and that's what you got to have. You can't have Connor Hawkins be the only guy that's scoring offensively. This Carterville team is all about team. They've got to have everybody contributing on both ends of the floor.
Really starting to see bits and pieces of improved shooting by all of the guards, by kind of game by game. Bryce Anderson had a big game at El Dorado, and Connor Hawkins has been red hot here of late as the Foxes have the basketball, turn it over in the backcourt. Carterville controls. Here's Carson Pearson to Eli Downen. He's going to take it in the lane. Left-hand layup is off the bottom of the iron, but a foul called on HamCo.
Well, Downen saw an opening right when he got to the free throw line, said, I'll take it. He had the guy on his hip, on the defender on his hip, and then drew the foul. What a play by Carson Pearson. His quickness got to that loose ball near the center line and created another Foxes turnover.
Downen is at the line shooting 2 free throws, and the first one is good. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by American Monument Company, located on South Court Street in Marion, where their monuments have that special touch. Eli Downen has 4 points here early, not quite 4 minutes into the game. Caden Hawkins is going to come in to replace Nicholas Laird. And that's just a nice start by the Lions. Boy, it's been a while since we've seen them jump out this big, this early in a game. As Downen's second free throw was good. Plus, free throws hit early in the game. What a concept. 3:55, it's 11-2 Carterville. They're up 9. Foxes with the ball. Is into the game is Tice Gordon. He has it on the right wing just inside the arc. Looks for some help. Gets it to Garrett Webb. Webb, crossover dribble, top of the circle. Leaves it to Leighton Kircher, who's into the game for the first time. Kircher's going to fire from 3, top of the key. He got the shooter's touch. Actually, just a 2-pointer for Kircher.
Yeah, both their baskets, their foot has been on the line, or otherwise they could have more points than what they have.
11-4, 3:20 remaining in the opening quarter. Bryce Anderson, right-hand dribble, right side to Caden Hawkins. As we said, just checked in. replacing Nick Laird. Now to the corner, his brother, Connor Hawkins. Connor has a three-pointer in this contest. Bryce Anderson from about 18. He fires and pops from the right wing, and it's 13-4 Lions.
Boy, the offense is hitting on all cylinders right now for Carterville.
Bryce Anderson has 5 in the game. Foxes basketball. Garrett Webb takes it to the hole, banks it up off the board. Rebound is put back and in from Gus Walden. 13-6. Carson Pearson, Eli Downen down the left side of the lane, banks it up off the glass, just a little too strong in the rebound to Garrett Webb for the Foxes. Quickly the other way. Tice Gordon takes it to the low block, banks it off the glass, and good. Gordon's first points of the game, 13-8 Lions.
Got 4 points for Hamilton County that have come in the paint the last 2 times down.
Carson Pearson has his shot blocked from behind as he drove the baseline, as it was Garrett Webb that slapped him on the wrist as he drove by. Massac County leads Cobden 52-39. That's with about 4.5 left in the third quarter. 13-8 the score here with 2:15 remaining in the first, and Carson Pearson at the line shooting free throws. First one is good. That's Carson's first point of the game. Lions broadcast is also brought to you by the City of Carterville. Mayor Brad Robinson and the entire City of Carterville. If you haven't done so, download their app that you can get at the Google Play or the Apple App Store. They'll provide you with important information, upcoming events, free right there on your phone. Head to the Google Play or the Apple App Store and get the app for the City of Carterville. Nice defense by Carson Pearson on the far sideline. He slapped that ball out of bounds.
Good anticipation. He played the passing lane. And Carson has really played well defensively since the El Dorado Holiday Tournament. He's normally the guy that gets the assignment to guard the other team's best guard.
And the 6'4 freshman for Carterville, Cade Lustenberger, comes in to replace Connor Hawkins. Lustenberger had 6 points on the road at Chester on Saturday. Really looked good, and he's into the game now for the first time this evening. His nice backdoor baseline pass is there for Garrett Webb, and he's able to bank that one home. And Hamilton County has pulled to within 5. Bryce Anderson from inside the arc. Shot is no good, and the rebound by Downen on the block. Has his wrist slapped. A foul is going to be called, and that's going to be foul number 2 on Garrett Webb.
And give the freshman Lustenberger credit. He was the one that kept that missed shot alive that allowed Downen to get the offensive rebound.
Foul was on the floor, so possession belongs to the Lions. Inbounds pass to Pearson. Now to Lustenberger. Back to Pearson on the right wing. He has Brandon Peters on him defensively. Bryce Anderson's three-pointer is no good, but Lustenberger gets the rebound and throws it away. Out of bounds turnover on Carterville.
Carterville with 2 turnovers. The Foxes with 3.
Length of the floor to go for Hamilton County. Moving right to left on your radio dial here at Carterville High School. Caden Hawkins on the ball. Brady Thrain as he brings it across the timeline. Right-hand dribble to the right wing. Crossover down to the right low block. That is Gus Walden. Back to the right wing, to the block. Shot is up, partially blocked. Walden gets the rebound, the putback, and the foul.
That's Walden's second offensive rebound here in the first half, and what was a nice Carterville lead is now only a 3-point lead.
Foul is on Cade Lustenberger, his first. Bryce Anderson gets a breather. As into the game is Nick Laird. Walden's free throw for the and one is good. 5 for Gus Walden, the 6'4 senior for HamCo, and it's a 2-point ball game. HamCo's done a nice job fighting back in this game.
They have. Carterville could have really busted this thing open, but Hamilton County, they didn't get rattled. They stayed within themselves and only down by 2.
And the hot shooting by the Lions that they started the game with has cooled off just a smidge. Over on for the free throw line, Caden Hawkins, he pops for a field goal. His first point of the game, and Carterville's back up 4.
Freshmen have been playing well lately.
And Coach Shane Hawkins is going to the freshmen more and more and more as the season progresses. Pass along the baseline to the low block, just thrown up at the rack, no good. And Eli Downing Pulls that one down, and he's going to bring it. Outlet pass, Nick Laird. He was way too far under the basket and just couldn't control it, and he threw it out of bounds trying to get it to Lustenberger, cutting down the left side of the floor. Turnover on the Lions.
Yeah, I just got caught up a little bit too much in the moment. Carterville had a chance to increase that 4-point lead, but Carterville with their third turnover, but they still lead by 4.
Carson Pearson checks out. Into the game is going to be Townsend Barton. Barton had a great JV game. Speaking of JV game, Carterville won 64-50. 3 games here this evening. They even played a freshman game before the JV game. 9 seconds, 8 seconds remaining in the quarter. 17-13, a 4-point lead for the Lions. Foxes with the ball. Left baseline jumper off the iron, no good, and that's how we're going to end the first quarter. 17-13, Carterville leads Hamilton County Foxes. Second quarter action next on News Radio WJPF.
By the way, I know nothing you can do about it, but I'm going to let you know the First Southern Bank spot is out of date and will not play. I've noted it on the discrepancies report that that spot will not play in the game.
Okay. I 17-13, the Carterville Lions lead the HamCo Foxes here as we start playing the second.
Carterville at 50% from the field, 46% for the Foxes.
Just underway as the bucket underneath is good for Cade Lustenberger, his first bucket of the game.
He lost his defender down and threw a nice pass. Now Barton with a steal.
Another turnover on the Foxes. Caden Hawkins launches from 3 and buries it from the top of the circle. And a timeout is taken very quickly by Doug Miller. He is not happy. We'll pause 30 seconds. Lions lead it 22-13 on News Radio WJPF. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by the IBEW Local 702, providing a better lifestyle for members and a better life for our. Carterville has 4 3-pointers here in the first quarter.
By 4 different players.
We'll take it.
Yes,
22-13, 7:25 remaining. Carterville on top, HamCo ball as they have it top of the circle. That is Brady Thrain. Has Caden Hawkins on him, finally has to dribble, gets it to Brandon Peters. Peters puts the ball on the floor, jumping in, tied up. Nice job defensively. Possession arrow is going to keep it with the Foxes, but good hustle by Nick Laird.
Carterville's really doing a very good job defensively on the perimeter, pushing the Foxes as far out as they can, and Foxes guards are having trouble getting any kind of dribble drive.
Aiden Futrell comes in to replace Brandon Peters for Coach Doug Miller. Hamilton County basketball, and driving right down the baseline is the big guy, Gus Walden. He banks it home with the right hand. He's got 7, and it's a 7-point Lion lead. Caden Hawkins leaves it for Eli Downen. Nice cut by Caden Hawkins. His pass out top, tip back to Eli Downen. Into the paint, takes it to the hole. Left-hand layup off the front of the iron. And a rebound by Walden for HamCo.
Yeah, Eli's missed a couple of those. They've been contested shots, but shots that he normally makes.
6:40 remaining in the half. Coming up on our first Mid-Bank and Trust halftime report. Scott and I will break this down. Little short jumper from Brady Thrain is good. his first bucket, and now it's a 5-point game for Carterville. Downing, right side to Townsend Barton. Barton, top key, Lustenberger. The freshman, shake and bake to the elbow, tries to get it to Downing. Ball's on the floor, and we have a jump ball that's going to give it and keep it with the Carterville Lions.
That may have been a quick jump ball, but Carterville will take it because they will keep possession.
Bryce Anderson checks back in to replace Townsend Barton. Inbound pass to Laird from 3 from Caden Hawkins, no good. And the rebound to the Foxes. Carterville gets the trap up top. He steps through, gets it to Walden. Walden, he wants to drive that baseline again, and a bump foul on the floor by Carterville will stop play at the 6-minute mark.
Yeah, I think that's on Lustenberger. Lustenberger's not able to get to the baseline to cut
Walden,
the player off, and now Lustenberger's going to have to come out with 2 fouls.
Walden is quick. He's long.
Yep.
And that baseline drive, his first step is what gets him that advantage as he takes the inbound pass. And the turnovers, they stepped on the far sideline. I believe that was Tice Gordon that turned it over, and it's going to give it right back to the Lions. Carterville's into the front court. Pearson to Downing. His three-point shot, no good. And the rebound to Tice Gordon. Takes it the other way. Leaves it at the left wing for Thrain. Now back to Walden. Down low off the glass. The shot is no good as Robbie Morgan banked it off the backboard. But he got fouled and will go to the line and shoot 2 free throws.
Well, he had the mismatch. Anderson was trying to guard Morgan. Almost got it to go, but he'll go to the free throw line where neither team has missed tonight.
At the half, Murfreesboro leads West Frankfort 20-15 as Morgan hits the first free throw.
No, he missed it.
Oh, he missed it?
He missed it.
My bad.
Short.
Trying to read scores. Call the game. Missed both. And another whistle and a holding foul is going to be on HamCo. And that's going to be on Aiden Futrell, his first. Futrell will check out. Carterville has the ball, far side, 5:35 remaining. And they have a 5-point lead, 22-17. Caden Hawkins, the freshman, comes across the timeline. His pass is tipped, but Carson Pearson leaves it in the corner for Connor Hawkins, who pops for 3 as he hangs that right hand in the air. Connor's second three-pointer, and Carterville is up 8.
5 of Carterville's 8 field goals are threes.
Top of the circle with the right-hand dribble is Thrain. He has Caden Hawkins on him. That's Robbie Morgan on the right wing. Back top of the circle to Garrett Webb. To Morgan. Now to Thrain. Thrain with a bounce dribble and a pass down low. Robbie Morgan's there to lay it easily off the glass. He's got 2, and it's 25-19 Carterville. Pearson for Carterville has his shot blocked, and quickly the other way. There go the Foxes. Tice Gordon cut off on the baseline, and a block from Connor Hawkins as Robbie Morgan took that pass, and the ball goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Hamilton County.
Connor came from behind, no call, but he must have got all ball.
Tice Gordon got a trigger, gets it to Garrett Webb. Up top it goes to Thrain. He's going to back it up, set the offense for Coach Doug Miller and the Hamilton County Foxes. To the right side they work. Over to Garrett Webb. Webb now to Robbie Morgan. Around the top it comes to Tice Gordon. Back on the right wing. Baseline step, drop, ball's taken away. Connor Hawkins is there, forcing another turnover on HamCo. Downing to Connor Hawkins. A long 3 is good. Wow.
I don't know how to explain it other than unconscious.
Exactly. He is feeling it. It's that new haircut. I think it's the new haircut for Connor Hawkins.
Well, if I had that much hair, I'd get one like that, but I can't, so.
It's the opposite of the Samson haircut.
Yes.
HamCo basketball far side. Carterville up 28-19 at the 3:50 mark here in the first half. 15-foot jumpers short, and Bryce Anderson, speaking of short, the smallest guy on the floor, gets the board. Outlet pass to Laird. He throws the ball. Connor Hawkins saves it, and Eli Downing over and back at midcourt. Sloppy play there by the Lions.
Yeah, three of the four Carterville turnovers have been because they've tried to push things that aren't there. They've tried to hurry up and get into the front court, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you've got to make smart passes.
You can't argue the hustle. They're trying to save the ball, and that's a good thing as the ball goes out of bounds off Eli Downing. There's sloppy passes that are coming to the sideline, and they're going after it, and the pass back in, it's a mess. Slow things down.
That's right.
A good pass. It's hard to explain. It's hard to watch, and all of the above is Bryce Anderson steps in and just takes the ball away, brings it the other, and the right-hand layup by Bryce Anderson is good. He's got 7. And Carterville leads this game 30-19. They have put 13 points on the board here in the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. HamCo pass into the paint. Eli Downing is going to be called for a foul as he got into the body of Gus Walden.
Yeah, Downing was trying to get there before the pass got there, but he didn't. But that's only the 4th team foul on Carterville. We've only had 9 fouls here in this first half.
Entertaining game so far.
Yeah.
Pass down on the low block and a push from behind. Actually stepped
out of Downing for a push.
That's quickly. They got Anderson actually on the push. So Bryce is going to have to come to the bench. Caden Hawkins will replace him. Bryce Anderson gets hand slaps from his teammates and instruction from Coach Shane Hawkins. Carterville 30-19, that 11-point lead. On the left wing, Thrain leaves it for Walden. Walden now sets the pick for Garrett Webb. He leaves it for Robbie Morgan, top of the circle, right-hand dribble, crossover at the free throw line from the elbow. The shot is no good. Taken by Brady Thrain, and Carterville's outlet pass. Left wing, Connor Hawkins.
I honestly have never seen anything like this. And if I have, it's been so many years ago I forgot.
Just like at Chester, he's got 4 points in the first half, and there's still 2:32 left. We have a 60-second timeout taken by Coach Doug Miller. 33-19, Carterville on top here on News Radio WJPF. He is unconscious. That's the best word.
7-3 so far.
Yeah. (33-19) with 2:32 remaining in the first half. Carterville. Connor Hawkins has 4 3-pointers here in the first half. 7 for the Lions in the first half as well.
They're making 3-pointers like they were layups. That's how well the Lions are shooting right now.
Yet they've missed 3 layups tonight too. So.
That's true. Well, they're too close.
They are too close. That's exactly right. Robbie Morgan, his shot is up and off the glass, and he gets fouled. And Robbie Morgan of HamCo will go to the line to try and complete the and one.
Yeah, Morgan's kind of a lanky kid, got good size, good movement.
6'3" junior. The foul is on Carterville's Caden Hawkins, his first. That is the 6th team foul on the Lions, and Robbie Morgan is at the line. His free throw was good. 5 in the game for Morgan, and it's an 11-point lead for Carterville. 2:10 remaining in the half. Coming up, it's our first Mid-Bank and Trust halftime report. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by SIH, a comprehensive network of care. Visit online at SIH.net.
I got a call on Caden Hawkins for an illegal pick. So that's Carterville's 5th turnover of the game.
And his second. Actually, they called that on Nick Laird, it appears.
Oh, okay. Yep, they
As
changed
Robbie Morgan gets fouled once again. Got to give Robbie Morgan credit. He's really aggressive down low, and it's putting him at the stripe.
Well, in the second quarter, Hamilton County's done a much better job at getting the ball in the paint. That's where most of their points are coming from. In the first quarter, Carterville just kept them out on the perimeter.
Morgan's first free throw is no good. This Lions broadcast brought to you by Home Renew. Serving all of Southern Illinois. Protect what matters most. Siding, roofing, storm damage, repair, and gutters. Call 694-9100. That is Home Renew. Second from Robbie Morgan is good. Now Morgan has 6. And it's a 10-point lead for Carterville at the minute 55 mark of the first half. Carson Pearson across the timeline. Nice pass, little short jumper from Laird. Too strong. Probably should have used the glass there. Perfect spot after the 12-footer. The other way, Foxes have it, and Eli down and steps in and intercepts the pass from the Foxes. Carterville, the opposite direction. Connor Hawkins for 3, yes! 15 first half points. I don't even want to say it for Connor Hawkins.
I was going to say, I'm just going to sit and admire.
Yeah,
I don't know what to say.
It's impressive, 36-23. Ball is tipped away. Foxes control. Walden kicks it over to the right side on the right wing. Now back top of the circle. Now right side it goes once again to Webb. Webb leaves it for Gordon. Gordon's cut off on the baseline drive. Walden's going to fire from 3 from the right wing. His first three-pointer, he's got 10.
That's Hamilton County's first 3 of the game, and it brings them back to within 10.
36-26, under a minute to go, 50 seconds to be exact. Caden Hawkins sets the offense for Coach Shane Hawkins and the Lions. Left side it goes on the left wing. That's Pearson. Pearson, right-hand dribble, backs it up. To Eli down and way up top. Now right side, Caden Hawkins. To Laird. Now left side to Connor Hawkins, who has the hot hand here in the second quarter. Right side, Laird. Outside the arc. Top of the circle, Caden Hawkins. Left wing, that's Carson Pearson. 20 seconds remaining. Carterville going to try and fire for the last shot here in the half. Nick Laird up top, right-hand dribble. 2 times. Right side, Carson Pearson. Left-hand dribble for Pearson. Now top of the key to Caden Hawkins. 5 seconds on the clock. Caden Hawkins, kick out. Carson Pearson, 3-pointers. In and out, no good. Rebound to Hamilton County, and that ends the first half. What a second quarter for the Carterville Lions, and Caden Hawkins in particular. The Lions lead at 36-26. We are at the half, and it's time for the first Mid-Bank and Trust halftime report. It's next on News Radio WJPF.
Let's go our good old 90-90-90. Looks like we're a little ahead of the game, so we won't have any issues at the end of the game. 90-90-90, Keith.
I 36-26 the score here at the half is the Carterville Lions lead at Hamilton County. Coming up on Friday night, Scott and I are going to make the drive to Pinckneyville, to Perry County, as the Lions prepare to take on the Pinckneyville Panthers, who coming off a drubbing at the hands of Nashville this past weekend. Not really what you want to see, but Pinckneyville is always a tough place. It has created issues for the Lions.
Yeah, it's created issues for a lot of teams, but the good news is if Carterville can hang on and win this game, they will have won 2 of their last 3. Probably got let the Sparta game get away, but still with 2-game winning streak going into Pinckneyville. But as you mentioned, Pinckneyville not going to be really happy with that loss to Nashville, so Carterville's really going to have to come to play from the start on Friday night.
And then on Monday, the Carterville Lions will kick off the 37th annual City of Metropolis Superman Classic as they take on Graves County. 6:15. That'll be the first game of the tournament at Massac County. I'm going to enjoy getting to see Joe Hossman, and he always treats us so well. He's fun to talk with. That whole crew do a great job. But Carterville into the Superman Classic after dropping out of the midwinter in West Frankfort.
And the good thing about that is, other than the travel for us, is the fact that Carterville's going to see some teams. They're not going to play the rest of the year. Now, they do have to go back to Massac County and play the Patriots in a regular season game. But Graves County, obviously, you're not going to play them the rest of the year, and some of the other teams are there. So I think that's one reason why Carterville got out of the West Frankfort midwinters, because they were seeing the same teams over and over. You go down there, you see some fresh faces.
Overall, number 1 seed at the Superman Classic, of course, is Massac County. Carterville will play Graves County at 6:15. Massac will play Vienna in Game 2, and those 2 winners will meet. The bottom side of the bracket has the number 2 seed, Goreville, taking on Century. The other game will be Cobden taking on Charleston, Missouri. The winners of those 2 games will advance on. We'll see if Carterville wins on Monday. They'll play Friday at 6:15. If they lose, they'll play on Thursday at 6:15. Of course, we'll have all the coverage for you right here on News Radio WJPF. 36-26 is our score. That's going to put a wrap on our first Mid-Bank and Trust halftime report. Stay tuned. Second half action is coming up next, right here on News Radio WJPF. 36-26 a score as we get set for second half action. Hamilton County Foxes. I'm tired. I'm just
this is we're out of our routine on a Tuesday night game.
I've usually got a good hour and a half nap in on a Tuesday night. Hamilton County Foxes in their road green uniforms. Carterville, the home team here on Tuesday night action. We truly appreciate you tuning in and listening to Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. It's brought to you by Tony Gates State Farm. With more drivers than any other company, get to a better state with Tony Gates and State Farm Insurance. Megan Barton has scored her 1,000th career point for the Carterville girls on the same team as Abby Crane, Janiah Thompson. That's pretty good, those three seniors. As Carterville girls are on the road tonight conference matchup at DuQuoin. An elbow right into the face of Bryce Anderson and puts Anderson on his back. And that is going to be an elbow from Brandon Peters.
He got him pretty good, got him right in the chops, but Anderson pops up, ready to go.
And he has the ball, takes it across midcourt. Carterville moving right to left now. Nice backdoor pass. Connor Hawkins lays it home. Eli Downen picks up the assist.
Oh, great pass by Downen. He threaded the needle. That window was not very wide open.
He should. He's the quarterback
That's right.
of the football team.
He says, I've done it before with the ball's got seams on it.
They talk about finding the window in the passing game in football. He found one there down the lane to give Carterville a 12-point lead. HamCo ball. Short jumper is off the iron, no good, and Nicholas Laird gets fouled on a blocking foul on HamCo's Brandon Peters. Going to be foul number 2 on Peters. He's going to go out of the game, and coming in for Coach Doug Miller will be number 12, Brady Thrain. Length of the floor to go for the Lions. They have a 12-point lead at the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter. Dave McKenzie along with Scott Hudson. Bryce Anderson takes it across the logo at midcourt. Connor Hawkins has it left of the circle. Right side of the circle now. Downen, he's going to drive. Waits. Shot is blocked, and they're going to call a charging foul on Eli Downen. And now with the foul, that'll be foul number 2 on Downen.
Yeah, instead of getting in the lane and stopping and popping, he decided to go on in and ran over one of the Foxes and going to get called for the personal foul.
HamCo basketball. Left-hand dribble. That is Caden Richards. He leaves it for Thrain. Now back to Richards. Gets a lane. Pop, stop, and pop from about 12. That's the first field goal for Caden Richards. Carterville into the front court. Carson Pearson now to Downen from the free throw line. His jumper in, out, no good. Rebound, Caden Richards. He's going to have to hit to the floor and gets the ball to Thrain. Thrain controls now top of the key. Has Laird on him. Laird fights through the pick. Now they have Thrain stopped. Walden, he takes it across the free throw line. Back to Caden Richards, and a travel turnover by Caden Richards and the Foxes.
Yeah, 2 of their 4 possessions in this third quarter have resulted in turnovers.
Right in front of Coach Doug Miller, Eli Downen inbounds the basketball. Bryce Anderson, a slow stroll across the timeline. Now to Connor Hawkins. Hawkins with 17 points in the game, has the ball slapped down with his hand, but he controls. Gets it to Nick Laird toward the left side. 5:40 remaining, and a travel is called on Nicholas Laird, giving the ball to the Hamilton County Foxes.
Yeah, slow start by both teams in this third quarter.
Lions broadcast is brought to you by City of Carterville, Mayor Brad Robinson. The entire city of Carterville, proud sponsors and supporters of Lions sports. 38-28, a 10-point lead. 5:38 remaining in the third. Foxes basketball, right side to Garrett Webb on the right wing. Carterville matched up man-to-man. Tice Gordon, his pass down to the right low block. Jab step toward the arc. Now at the free throw line, pulls up the dribble. Gets it to Webb. Webb to Tice Gordon, who fires off the iron, and a big board by Cade Lustenberger, but he throws it right back into the hands of Walden, and he can't make the bunny, and Carterville gets the rebound. Downen, Anderson, now Lustenberger. Nice move to the hole, up with the left hand, gets the bucket, and they're going to say it's a charging foul on Cade Lustenberger.
Still impressed with the drive by the freshman. That's 5 turnovers in this third quarter. Carterville only had 5 in the first half.
So what I like about Lustenberger, he is not afraid to take the ball to the hole. As a matter of fact, that's what he wants to do and looks to score. Foxes basketball, kick out pass right wing. Thrain puts it up, buries it. Little short 10-footer is good. Thrain's got 4, and it's back. It's a 7-point lead now for the Lions. Down and low block off the glass. Good. Nice job. Drop step. Takes it to the hole. 42-33.
If Downing gets it on the low block, I really don't think Hamilton County is going to be able to stop him.
Thrain matched up defensively with Bryce Anderson. Now to Gordon. On the switch, Carterville forces another turnover, and a foul is going to be called on the Hamilton County Foxes. Who's it going to be? Number 23? Nope, they get it on Tice Gordon. His first, that's going to be the third team foul on the Foxes. Carson Pearson checks out. Caden Hawkins replaces him. 42-33, 2:50 remaining in the third quarter. Carterville, the 9-point lead. Bryce Anderson, way out high. About a foot from midcourt. Controls, gets the pick from Lustenberger. Try to work the give and go. He takes the short jumper from just in front of the arc, and that's good. And a timeout is called by Coach Shane Hawkins. That was a pretty play.
Once Lustenberger got it in the paint, it was up and out of his hands quickly, and it had to be before the defender could get there and possibly block it.
This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Charlie's Air Conditioning and Heating, downtown Carterville. For installation or repair, call 985-2502 and get back to comfort this season, proudly supporting the Carterville Lions. Carterville in action Friday night from Pinckneyville. Pre-game should start around 7:30 or so. Tip-off is slated for 7:45. As it's back to river conference action for the Lions and the Pinckneyville Panthers. Of course, Nashville now number 1 in conference. Pinckneyville 2, Carterville in third. 2:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Carterville an 11-point lead. Foxes basketball. Tice Gordon reverses the ball right to the left side. To Thrain, Brady Thrain. He's going to launch from 3 and hits it left of the circle. Thrain kind of taken over here in the second half.
Yeah, Hamilton County's got more threes in this third quarter than they had the entire first half.
7 points for Thrain, and it's a 9-point lead. Carterville's ball, though. Cade Lustenberger, the 6'4 freshman. Nice pass to Connor Hawkins. Turnaround jumper off the iron, no good. And the rebound to Gus Walden for HamCo. Garrett Webb brings it across midcourt. The pass down low. Robbie Gordon off the glass. Can't get the bucket to fall. Walden, the rebound. Short jumper is off the iron from Webb. And we have a whistle and a foul. It's going to be called on the Carterville Lions.
Yeah, 3 offensive rebounds for Hamilton County in this third quarter.
Bryce Anderson just picked up his third foul. Team fouls are even at 3 apiece here in the second half. 3-point jumper is buried from the left wing from Garrett Webb. Wow, they're really heating it up.
Yeah, they're only down by 6.
44-38. Ball goes out of bounds. Shane Hawkins. He wore his sneakers tonight, so he can get some good windage and elevation when he jumps up and down on that sideline. Turnover on the Lions.
Yeah, that last Hamilton County shot, they just gave him a 2. So, because it was 44-36, so they just gave him a 2.
Who was that?
That was Webb.
Webb, okay. HamCo's basketball. Hand off to Robbie Gordon. Now they're going to have to reset. 44-38 with 55 seconds remaining in the third. Carterville has the lead. Foxes have the ball. Baseline drive, runs over the defender. Ball's out of bounds. And it's going to give the ball back to the Carterville Lions.
Carterville trying to play for the last shot. Hamilton County's fought back in this game. They're still in it.
They trail by 6, but the Lions have the basketball. Can they hold it to end the quarter? Caden Hawkins, the freshman, to Eli Downen. He's over toward the left wing. Now top of the circle to Lustenberger. Back to Caden Hawkins to Carson Pearson. 30 seconds remaining in the third. Carterville led it 17-13 at the end of one. They led it 36-26 at the half. Can they add to their 44 points on the board going to the fourth? Lustenberger, left side of the circle to Downen, 12 seconds. Downen, left-hand dribble, top of the key. Pulls up the dribble, needs some help. Gets it from Connor Hawkins off his hands. Good defense. Forced the pass and turns the ball over to the Foxes.
Yeah, Eli had the ball out high, and he picked up his dribble. You got to keep that dribble going and find. Once he picked up the dribble, they just couldn't find anybody.
4 seconds on the clock. The shot is way short.
Well, Caden Hawkins got the rebound and stepped out of bounds. Now, he should just let the ball go.
Yep. So with 0.1 seconds on the clock, time for a tip. They throw it up. Walden tips it short. No good. Into three. 44-38. The Carterville Lions lead. The Hamilton County Foxes' fourth quarter action is coming up next on News Radio WJPF. (44-38), Carterville Lions lead the Hamilton County Foxes and Coach Doug Miller as we head to the fourth quarter.
Carterville, good shooting quarter, 50% from the field, 38% for Hamilton County, but Hamilton County hit 2 threes in that game to cut into this Carterville lead.
And they have the ball to start play here in the fourth. Driving down the lane and the kick-out pass right wing. Three-pointer is way short. Rebound comes out long, and it's controlled by the Foxes' Garrett Webb. To the left wing, three-point shot, no good, and Lustenberger gets the rebound for the Carterville Lions. Cade Lustenberger seeing some major minutes here in this game. Bryce Anderson the other way hits the short jumper. Anderson has 9, and 46-38, the Lions lead by 8. HamCo ball. Walden, 15-footer is good. 12 for Walden, the 6'4" senior. And it's back to a 6-point lead for the Lions.
This game reminds me a lot of the Sparta game.
Yes, it does. Lustenberger, top of the circle, Anderson. Back to Cade Lustenberger. To Downen, takes it to the block. He has a shot block from behind. And Eli Downen's going to go to the line and shoot 2 free throws.
Neither team has been to the free throw line in this second half.
Foul is on Robbie Morgan, his first. Eli Downen is shooting 2 free throws. Eli looking to get into double digits with this free throw. First one is on the way, and it's good. Lions broadcast is brought to you by American Monument Company, located on South Court Street in Marion, where their monuments have that special touch. The 6'4" junior quarterback. Eli Downen's second free throw is good. Lions shooting much better from the stripe here in this game than they did the previous 3 or 4.
If you go back to the last half of the Chester game, Carterville's hit their last 15 free throws.
Wow. 48-40. Carterville leads by 8. Open 3, top of the circle is buried by Garrett Webb. That's his second three-pointer of the game. And it cuts into that Carterville lead. They lead it now by 5.
Yeah, Carterville's had problems this year putting teams away, and tonight's no different.
In specifically the last 2 games. They dropped the game on Friday night to Sparta. Sparta hits the game-winning shot with 4 seconds remaining. The pass down low to Downen's out of bounds. It's going to be off HamCo. Sparta comes away with the first conference win of the season. Then on Saturday, Carterville had a 6-point lead, 2 minutes. And there was a battle there, but Carterville was able to learn, hit some free throws, and they close out the Chester Jackets on Saturday with a 50-43.
Downing with a big three from the top of the key.
He's got 13. Foxes ball. They trail by 8. Webb has it. Dribbles around the right side, leaves it for Walden. Now at the free throw line. Loose ball is tracked down by Tice Gordon. Foxes are going to reset. Gordon to Webb. Now to Morgan. Morgan top of the circle, left wing it goes. Just left of the circle. Back to Morgan, top of the key. Right wing. Webb's going to find the baseline. Leaves it for Walden. Shot is good. The bucket is good, and the foul is going to be called on the Carterville Lions.
They're called on Downing, who got there a little too late.
14 in the game for Walden, and he can make the deficit just 5 points. Walden at the stripe. Free throw is off the iron. Long rebound is controlled by the Foxes. Down low to Walden, into the paint. Little floater is good. 16 now for Walden, and we have a 4-point game, 5.5 left.
Have we seen this before?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I'm not too much on horror films.
I'm not either.
Left wing.
One Halloween is enough for me.
Bryce Anderson toward the right wing, left to the right of the circle. Left-hand dribble now to Lustenberger. Lob pass to Downing. Downing tracks it down to the corner. To the right wing, Anderson, hop, skip, takes it into the paint, gets fouled as he was taking it to the hole. Bryce Anderson will be shooting free throws.
Well, Hamilton County is the type of team that they're never going to quit. They're going to play hard, and if you don't match their intensity, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get them coming back in the game, and they feel like they can win this thing.
Brady Thrine has picked up his first foul. It's going to be team foul number 5. Cade Lustenberger did a nice job here in the third quarter. He checks out. Connor Hawkins replaces him. Anderson's free throw off the front of the iron. And Eli Downing gets it for the Lions. Laird, right wing, long three from Hawkins, good! Boom! Timeout taken by Shane Hawkins. That was a huge shot. And with 4:49 remaining in the game, Carterville leads at 55-47. We'll be back here on News Radio WJPF. $30, please. .449 remaining, and Connor Hawkins just hit his 6th three-pointer of the game, Scott Hudson.
And give credit to Eli Downing for getting an offensive rebound off the first miss of the night by Carterville at the free throw line that allowed Hawkins to bury the three.
55-47, Carterville on top at the 4:45 mark of the game, of the fourth quarter. Robbie Gordon, pass down low to Walden as Bryce Anderson gets his hand on the ball, but they're going to call a foul on Anderson, and that's going to be foul number 4.
Yeah, I think 4:36 to go. I think Coach Hawkins is probably going to leave Bryce in there. He's the best ball handler, and you really don't want to take him out, even though he's got 4 fouls.
Carson Pearson still on the bench. Townsend Barton is on the bench, so they can come in if needed. Foxes basketball just below us here. Carterville High School. Pass on the inbounds. Nicely done. Tice Gordon is there to bake it home. He's got 7, and it's back to a 6-point Lion lead. Carterville with the ball, though. Eli Downing, left of the circle. Now right side of the circle. That's Caden Hawkins, and a foul underneath is going to be called on Hamilton County's Tice Gordon. That's foul number 2, as he was tied up with Connor Hawkins.
Yeah, one more foul on Hamilton County, and Carterville will go to the line.
Anderson triggers, leaves it for Connor Hawkins. Little short jumper's no good. He was kind of behind the board. The Foxes get the board. They bring it the other way. Webb, swing pass, right wing, foot on the three-point line. Shot no good. Walden got his hand on the rebound. It's out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Foxes.
Hamilton County has 6 offensive rebounds in this second half. Another reason why they're only down by 6.
55-49, 4:05 on the clock. Webb takes the inbound pass, hands it to Thrine. Thrine's going to dribble with the right hand between the circles. Nick Laird on him defensively. Backs it up to the right wing. Now to Webb. He's more toward the right corner. Up top to the baseline. A step travel on Walden as he had happy feet. Gives the ball right back to the Carterville Lions.
Hamilton County now with 5 turnovers in the second half. Carterville has 9. But hopefully that's not going to be the difference in this Hamilton County comeback.
Nick Laird checks out. Caden Hawkins checks in, along with Connor Hawkins, Carson Pearson, Bryce Anderson, and Eli Downing. 3:40 remaining in the game. 6-point lead, 55-49. It's been a good ball game.
I think you got to run clock here. I think you got to take at least a minute and a half off, unless you've got a backdoor play.
Yep. We'll see how the Lions hold on to the try to close out the game. This is the exact scenario they've had the last 2 games. Friday night versus Sparta. They weren't successful. Sparta gets the win. Saturday, they learned. They beat Chester as they were nursing a 6-point lead with 2 minutes left in both of those games. 3 minutes remaining here, 55-49. Carterville's ball, Eli down in right wing. Left-hand dribble into the paint. Takes it to the rack, shot blocked from behind. And a whistle and a foul. A pushing foul is going to be called on Gus Walden.
Well, there was contact. I know the Hamilton County fans and the broadcasters to my left don't agree with that call, but there was contact.
It's going to put Eli Downing at the line. Eli in the game has 13 points. He had 5 first half points. He's at the stripe. First one is on the way, and good. Coming up, Scott and I will name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Second from Downing is good. 6:15 now for Eli. Carterville has an 8-point lead. Outlet pass to Webb. Takes it to the low block, leaves it for Morgan. And he's able to convert that. Nice ball movement from Garrett Webb to Robbie Morgan, and a timeout is called on the floor. It's going to be a 60 timeout. We will return. The Lions lead this game by 6, 57-51. This is Lions basketball on News Radio WJPF. (57-51) the score with 2:52 remaining in this contest. Lions have the ball, length of the floor to go. After the timeout called by Coach Doug Miller. Hamilton County hanging right in there with the Lions. Bryce Anderson has the ball slapped, and a foul is going to be called on the Foxes, Brandon Peters.
Well, it appears Carterville's going to have to do in this game what they had to do at Chester, and that's hit free throws down the stretch. Carterville 4-4 in the first half. In the second half, they're 5 of 6, so they've got the job done at the free throw line.
Murfreesboro gets the win over West Frankfort tonight, 44-43.
Wow, that's a little closer than I thought it would be.
Yes, it is. At the line, Bryce Anderson. Chance to help close this game out for the Lions. Anderson, first free throw is good. Bryce has 11 points in the game. Connor Hawkins, 20. Eli Downen with 15. 58 and 51. 59-51.
Both Hawkins were the ones responsible for all the free throws in that second half at Chester. Tonight, it's been a little bit of everybody.
Yes, it has been. Still have only missed one free throw, I believe.
Yep, only one.
59-51, 2.5 remaining. Fox's ball. Bump foul or bump into Caden Hawkins. Robbie Morgan. Short jumper is short. Eli Downen battles for the board, tied up. And they're going to call a foul, not a jump ball. The foul is going to be called on Hamilton County. And that's going to be on Robbie Morgan, his second. And the 9th team foul. Actually, that Carterville's going to be in the double bonus now. Downen at the stripe. As we mentioned, Eli has 15 in the game. First free throw from Eli is good. 16 now.
To go along with 6 rebounds.
That's pushed the lead to 9 points. Can it go to double digits? Number 24, one dribble. Bends the knees, fires. Double-digit lead for the Lions, 61-51. 2:20 remaining in the game. Foxes with the ball, moving left to right on your radio dial. Gordon takes it to the right low block. He gets stopped. Carson Pearson reaches in, gets his hands on the ball. It's on the floor, and a jump ball is called, and that's going to give the ball to the Carterville Lions.
6 turnovers now for Hamilton County. Give Pearson credit for going to the floor and getting the tie-up.
5 new players into the game for Coach Doug Miller.
These are what you call designated foulers. As soon as they foul, then they're going to sub in offense for defense.
This is the all-defensive squad. Carterville has it. They got to get it into the front court. Bryce Anderson, hurry up, steps across midcourt, throws the ball away, turnover. That defense forces the turnover. They bring it the other way. Off the glass, runner is good from Brandon Peters. He's got 4. And it's 61-53, 8-point lead. Downen needs help. Throws the ball away. Caden Hawkins is bumped from behind, and the foul is going to be called on Caden Richards.
I'm just going to take a guess and say that the Hamilton County fans don't believe in fouls.
Caden Hawkins will be at the line shooting free throws. Here come the 5 replacements. The offensive guys for Coach Doug Miller. Caden's free throw is good. Caden has 6 points in the game. Carterville leads it 62-53. Coming up, we'll have our Fat Elliott Plumbing post-game show, and we'll name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. Caden Hawkins hits both free throws. Well done at the stripe
It's amazing how well Carterville has shot free throws the last 2 games compared to what they had been doing.
10-point lead, 90 seconds remaining. Off the glass, the left-hand runner is good from Tice Gordon, and a timeout is taken by Coach Doug Miller. It's a full timeout as well, 63-55. Carterville has the 8-point lead. We'll wrap up this basketball game when we return on News Radio WJPF. 63-55, a minute 27 remaining. It's going to be Carterville basketball, the length of the floor to go. Eli Downen just below us here on the baseline. Will trigger the inbounds. They get it to Bryce Anderson to the corner. Try to get the trap. Now Downen has it. Dribbles through. They find Connor Hawkins into the front court. He dribbles around the top. Foul. Reach-in foul by Ethan Shelton, I believe. They're actually going to call it on Brandon Peters. The fourth on Peters. And Connor Hawkins will go to the line and try to pick up his 21st and 22nd point unofficially in the game.
Carterville scored a lot of points in the second half at the free throw line.
Leading candidate? I don't know a leading candidate. He's one of the candidates for our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the game. Shane Hawkins pulls the other four players behind the shooter with a 9-point lead and minute 20 on the clock. Connor Hawkins, the senior, his second free throw's too strong. Keeps the lead at 9, Foxes basketball. Stranger things have happened. Close this out, boys. Right wing, that is Garrett Webb. Top of the circle to Walden. Head fake, and he traveled.
That's about the third time this game he's done that. Gotten the ball at the top of the key, make a little head fake, but takes off before he dribbles.
Happy feet. Carterville's ball, it's going to be on the side right next to the scores table. On the HamCo end of the scores table. Downen gets it to Caden Hawkins. Back to Downen. Into the front court. A whistle and a foul is going to be on Leighton Karcher. Foul number 1 on Karcher, and that's going to put Eli Downen at the stripe with 64 seconds remaining. Carterville will be in action Friday night on the road at Pinckneyville in conference play. 7:30 will be the pregame, 7:45 the scheduled tip from Dick Korn Gymnasium at Pinckneyville High School. Eli Downen has 18 points. And that's where he stays as he misses the free throw. 60 seconds remaining, Foxes basketball. Right wing, Thrain. Now to Webb, who launches from 3. In and out, no good. Ball's loose in the hands of Robbie Gordon. Robbie Morgan, rather, not Gordon.
I think it was Caden Hawkins and Bryce Anderson both went for the rebound. They actually knocked each other over and allowed Morgan to score. I saw something similar to that last night at the Enterprise Center.
Yes, you did. Lions ball, 45 remaining. Hawkins to Anderson, top of the circle to Downen. Foxes are going to have to chase him down. Carson Pearson gets fouled, and he can go to the line and shoot some free throws.
The last 2 minutes are going to take as long as the last 2 quarters.
Foul is on Leighton Karcher once again. That's number 2. Pearson's free throw is good. Carson, a quiet night offensively, but as always, his defense has just been outstanding here, especially since the El Dorado Holiday Tournament.
14 of Carterville's second half points have come at the charity stripe.
Number 23.
Make it 15.
10-point lead, 67-57. Carterville back-to-back wins again as Robbie Morgan misses the shot. Put back is good from Brady Thrain. Thrain's got 9. 20 seconds remaining. The Lions break the press into the front court. Pearson, 14 seconds. They get the trap on the far sideline. And a timeout is taken by Shane Hawkins. We'll keep it right here. Let's talk about this Lions team as they prepare to take on the Pinckneyville Panthers. How do you prepare to take on the Panthers, Scott?
You know it's going to be intense, and you know you're going to have, when Carterville has the ball Friday night, they're going to have their defender in their grill all night long. It's going to be tough to get uncontested shots. You're going to have to somehow get maybe some backdoor plays to open things up. One thing Carterville has this year that they didn't have last year going to Pennyville is an outside threat, that being Connor Hawkins. So he might be able to open up some of the inside. Hopefully Garby and Sumner will be back for that game. That could change the dynamic a little bit. But you had better come to play for 4 quarters, because if you don't, they're good enough they can run you right out of the gym.
Let me see here. Noah head coach used to play at Pinckneyville that probably had some type of three-point records at Pinckneyville. Mm-hmm. Wouldn't it be interesting if 20 years later his 17-year-old son was to go in there and set some kind of three-point records at his dad's old gym?
I'll take it. And
writing a movie script here. I got a movie script in mind.
Are you?
Yep. You got the lead, man.
Oh boy. I think you want to make money off this movie. I think.
67. The Connor Hawkins story with Scott Hudson. Some 5 seconds remaining. Carterville's going to win this one, 67-59. Nice win for the Lions tonight over the visiting Hamilton County Foxes. Stay tuned. You're that Elwood Plumbing postgame show, along with the Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game, all coming up next here on News Radio WJPF. (67-59) the final score. Carterville picks up the win over Hamilton County tonight. Back-to-back wins for the Lions after the 50-43 win Saturday against Chester. 67-59 here tonight, and man, that was an entertaining ball game. But Carterville handled the pressure of HamCo and closed that ball game out the way you're supposed to close out a game.
Yeah, they didn't turn the ball over as much late in this game as they did at Chester, but like Chester, they shot the ball very well from the free throw line. Carterville, 86% from the free throw line tonight, 15 of 18 in that second half. Carterville shot 54% from the field, 52% for Hamilton County. Carterville was out-rebounded 22-15 by Hamilton County. Walden led the Foxes with 7. Downham led the Lions with 6. Carterville with 15 turnovers, 10 of those coming in the second half, 15 turnovers for the Hamilton County Foxes, who just could not come back from that first half barrage by the Lions.
Let's write down the scoring. We'll start with the Hamilton County Foxes. They were led tonight by their 6'4" senior, Gus Walden. He winds up with 16. Only one other player into double digits, and that was Robbie Morgan, who wound up with 10. Leighton Kircher with 2. Garrett Webb with 8. He had 2 3-pointers tonight. One of the other 3-pointers of their 4 came from Brady Thrain. He winds up with 9. Tice Gordon had a 3-pointer. He winds up with 9. Brandon Peters with 4. Caden Richards with 2. Hamilton County puts 59 points on the board here tonight against the Lions. Carterville was led this evening by the senior, 6'3", Connor Hawkins, who had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-pointers, 21 points to lead the Lions, and one of the candidates for our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal star of the game. The other one would be the junior, Mr. Eli Downen, who wound up with 18, was outstanding from the stripe. physical on the board and dominating. When you look at other scores, how about Bryce Anderson? Let's throw him in the mix for our player of the game. He winds up with 12 points tonight. Then you have Cade Lustenberger. Again, 2 games back-to-back. He came in, didn't play the whole game, but he gave Shane Hawkins a good second and third quarter.
Well, when you're down 2 big men like Sumner and Garby, you've got to have somebody step in and give you quality minutes, and that's what Lustenberger's done the last 2 games. Eli was basically the lone big guy in the game most of the time until Lustenberger was in. I don't think Eli has come out of the last 2 games. I think he's played every minute of the last 2 games.
I think so.
He's got to be tired, but he put in a great performance. But, yeah, Lustenberger, a freshman, I thought he's really done a good job the last 2 games.
Running down other scores, Carson Pearson had 4. Bryce Anderson, as we mentioned, had 12. Caden Hawkins had 7 tonight, and Cade Lustenberger with 5. Carterville put 67 points on the board tonight. They get the 67-59 win. Coming up, Scott and I are going to name our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game, and we'll continue on our Thad Elliott Plumbing postgame report here on News Radio WJPF. Yeah. Very good ball game tonight by the Carterville Lions. Scott Hudson as they pick up this win, 67-59.
Yeah, it all started in the first half with Connor Hawkins shooting the threes. They shot the ball over 52% for this game, which is something that we haven't really seen from this Carterville squad this week. But, you look at star of the game, Connor Hawkins, another big game offensively, just like he had in Chester. The guy that sticks out to me, though, is Eli Downing. He had, 18 points?
Yep.
He led the Lions rebounding with 6, and there was a key moment in this game in the fourth quarter. Carterville missed a free throw, which is rare anymore. Carterville missed a free throw when Hamilton County was about within 6 points. Eli Downing ran the loose ball down, got it. They went cross-court to Connor Hawkins, and he did what Connor Hawkins has been doing lately, buried a 3, and that really was the shot I thought that kept Hamilton County from coming back and winning this game.
Yeah, that was a dagger shot right there, a dagger effort from Eli, like you said, and Connor Hawkins was there to bury it. And, that was really kind of the killer shot tonight against HamCo is Eli Downing is our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe, owned by Joe and Lindsay McCann of Carterville. They've been serving Southern Illinois for over 20 years, and they specialize in commercial and residential lawn care, landscape maintenance, tree trimming, snow removal. They are a customer-oriented business and not just your typical rush-in, rush-out owned lawn service. As a family-owned business, they truly care about their customers, and they do a great job. Don't forget, they do equipment repair. They do bush hogging, snow removal. 618-534-8148. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, call Joe. Eli Downing is our Joe's Lawn Care and Snow Removal Star of the Game tonight. Just an all-around good effort. Shane Hawkins went about 7 deep tonight from his squad. He's really shortened up that bench here in the last, since maybe the El Dorado tournament?
Yeah, I think he kind of had settled in on a 8-man rotation. But, we have to remember the last 2 games, basically, you've had no Garby, no Sumner. Garby played maybe, 2-3 minutes in the Chester game. But no Garby, no Sumner tonight. Downing has not come out the last 2 games. And when you're a team that plays man-to-man defense basically from start to finish, your guys are going to get worn down a little bit. And there's not a lot of guys that come off the bench and help you. So you got to, as coaches say, suck it up, Buttercup, and you've got to just keep playing as hard as you can. And I thought Carterville did a good job. Give Hamilton County credit, though. They came back in the second half. They shot the ball well. They played hard like we knew they would. But Carterville just shot the ball so well from the free throw line tonight that it didn't allow Hamilton County have a chance at an upset.
Coach Shane Hawkins is making his way toward our broadcast position. When we come back, we'll talk with the winning head coach tonight. After the win, 67-59, we'll continue on our Thad Ellett Plumbing postgame report next on News Radio WJPF.
We played a hell of a lot worse than we did. You guys played hard, got some good shots. I mean, yeah, he hit 6 at Chester the other day. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
All right, you're good to get out.
You wait till I see him.
67-59, the Carterville Lions pick up the win tonight over the Hamilton County Foxes. Coach Shane Hawkins joins us here on the post-game show, Coach. And, wow, that was a good performance by this team against a solid HamCo team.
Yeah, because they're just so fundamental, and they don't make mistakes on either end of the floor. So when you get baskets, you've earned them. When you've gotten stops and rebounds, you've earned them because they fly to glass. They're always going to be in the right position, and it helps when you make shots. And it's kind of, we've talked about it in the last 2 or 3 years. When you make shots, and that kind of opens everything else open, or opens everything else up, and kind of got us into a good flow there in the first half.
Coach, as well as you shot the ball tonight, 52% from the field by my count. Of course, Connor Hawk is just unconscious right now. But the thing that I go back to is how well the last 2 games you've shot the ball from the free throw line. Tonight, 19 of 22 for 86%. You were 15 of 18 in the second half. 15 of your points in that second half came from the free throw line.
Yeah, and you know what? We've kind of got a funky lineup in there a lot of the time right now. So it's hard for us to run stuff. So we're kind of learning on the fly offensively right now. We were okay the first half. I thought we did a very good job of sharing the basketball. We made the extra pass. We found the guy who was hot. Second half, we were able to isolate Eli a little bit inside. But if you'll move the ball, good things are going to happen for you. And we got to start the second half. I thought we got really impatient. Our movement wasn't very good, player or ball. I thought we settled for a lot of bad shots, but I would say early shots off one pass or off one dribble. And then that's kind of when we struggled. We hit a lull there for about 3 or 4 minutes where we weren't very good offensively. It wasn't really anything they did. I thought we were really, really impatient. And then I thought we did a better job of kind of grinding clock the last 3 or 4 minutes and playing with the lead. And so hopefully that part we've gotten better at since last Friday night.
I'm a big believer in karma, Coach. And I think the last 2 games you've had an opportunity, your team has had the opportunity to try to close out a game. And they did that tonight, and there was no bigger play in this game. And Scott and I were talking about this during the break, was Eli Downen goes after, saves the ball, kick out pass to the right corner, Connor buries it. That was the dagger and what closed out this game.
Yeah, it was that, because we were kind of struggling offensively. We were kind of hanging in there. It was still 6, 7, 8, 9 points, but it was a hustle play that got it. And that's, I thought Nick, we had a play in the first half where Nicholas kind of caught it in the air and kind of flipped it behind him, but he knew there was a shooter there, and he found Connor, and Connor was able to catch it in stride. But that's playing the right way. That's doing things the way that we've been trying to get him to do it, and for whatever reason, we've been really good. The last couple of days, I thought we pushed it pretty hard in transition. It comes down to when you play harder, you play better. And I think we've played harder the last couple nights. So the basketball gods kind of get you. They reward you. The ball goes in the hole at a little bit better clip. We make 19 of 22 free throws. So it all comes back to how hard you play. And I thought we've played pretty hard the last couple nights.
Coach, the last 2 games, you haven't been as deep as you have been the rest of the year. No Sumner tonight, no Garby tonight. those guys out, I don't know if Eli Downs has even come out of the game the last 2 games, but your kids played hard. I know they're tired, and here's the thing we were talking about in the pregame. You go back to Friday night. From Friday night to the end of January, you only have 2 games in between the games you play, so there's not a lot of rest for the weary.
No, there's not. It's a grind right now. I think the one time that I looked, I think from January 4th to January 21st, which would be the end of
The tournament?
That may be off. But there was a stretch where there's like 9 games in like 22 or 23 days. It's like, golly. So we've got to be smart because obviously we want effort here on game night. You got to have that. We've got to do a good job with our practices, get the effort we want, whether that means shorten practices a little bit or not get as much up and down because we're in the middle of a grind and we've got a tough one, obviously, Friday night with the Panthers. And 3 really good teams. It doesn't matter who you played at Massac next week. That's a really good tournament.
Yeah.
Goreville's number 1 in 1A. Massac's a top 10 team in 2A. Charleston is number 1 in 3A in Missouri. I mean, Cobden's really good. Graves County has struggled. They've lost several in a row right now, but they can play as we know from our experience. Our last experience down in Kentucky didn't go real well.
And they beat Callaway County, who put a thumping on
us.
Yeah,
that one didn't go real well for us. But
sorry to bring that up.
No, I'd almost got it blocked out.
Almost.
But, it's so we have to be smart from that. And I think our guys are doing a better job of understanding that a shorter practice is not a lighter practice. It's just we're going to save your bodies from up and down trips. We're going to spend a lot more of our practice in a half court right now until we can get some depth back up. But I thought yesterday's practice was really, really good. I thought it was maybe the most spirited, energized practice we'd had all year. And I think we played with that at all 3 levels. I thought our freshmen played really hard tonight against McLeansboro or against HamCo. I thought our JV played really hard, especially the first half. And I thought they carried over into the nightcap there. So, it's that midweek game, and we're it's Wednesday. We got to get to, focus on the Panthers tomorrow. We got to get academic stuff taken care of. We got to keep them fresh mentally, and we got to keep them fresh physically, and see if we can't do something on Friday night.
Let's look ahead to Friday night. Number 1 team, Pinckneyville Panthers, coming off a loss to Nashville. It's not really how you want to be greeted there, but you know what? When you go to Pinckneyville, that's how you're going to get greeted, whether they win or lose. Yeah. They're going to put pressure on you early and try to take you out of a game early. Yeah,
and we have to withstand the pressure. And they're really good, and they are just maybe as good offensively they have been in a while because they have a bunch of weapons, and having Kitchen back this year, and he's playing really well. Obviously, we know about Yates. Scott has been really good. I mean, I saw him all spring and summer, and the amount of work that he's put into his game. He has transformed his whole game. He's really, really good. And then you have both Riggins and Hunter's the one that hit us a couple years ago with about 3 threes in 90 seconds. Mm-hmm. So they have a lot of firepower offensively to go with their pressure defensively, and we've got to be able to withstand it. We've got to be able to stay in the play, not allow that 8-10, 12-0 run. We got to be able to kind of sustain our effort and our concentration and go make tough plays because there'll be no open jumpers. There's not going to be any free layups. You're going to have to earn stuff on both ends of the floor, and it's a great challenge for our guys, and hopefully we have a little bit of momentum going in there right now.
Coach Shane Jonkins joining us on our Thad Ellett Plumbing postgame show. Congratulations on the win tonight. Looking forward to heading to your old stomping ground. What do you feel when you go back there? Is it anything anymore, or is it all all business?
It's all business.
I mean, is there like the Shane Hawkins Memorial restroom that you get to use or anything?
No. We're just trying to find a way to get a win there is what we're trying to do.
Get in, get out.
Yes. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully our effort is good on Friday night. It starts with the mentality. I mean, we got to think that we're going there to fight and we're going to play with them, and that'll be half the battle.
Shane Hawkins on our postgame show. Congratulations on the win, 67-59, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. See you Friday.
Friday night, Scott Hudson, Perry County.
We'll be there.
What's your thoughts?
Friday night. Well, I think Coach Hawkins summed it up perfectly. You got to match their intensity, and you can't let them go on those 10-0, 12-0 runs that blow a game open early. You've got to be able to I think in a game like that, on that floor, you have to survive the first 5 minutes. If you can stay close the first 5 minutes, let the game settle down, let the game come to you, then see what happens. But Pinckneyville, as he said, is a very good team. Just got to match their intensity.
67-59, the final score here tonight. The Lions beat the Hamilton County Foxes in non-conference action. We'll talk to you Friday night around 7:30 with the pregame tip is slated for 7:45. And we'll have all the action for you right here on News Radio WJPF. Back at the studio, thank you so much to Brian, our pal, our producer, engineer, for my broadcast partner, Mr. Scott Hudson, for Coach Shane Hawkins. I'm Dave McKenzie. Thank you for tuning in to Lions Sports, and please join us Friday night. Have a great rest of your work week, and thank you for listening to Carterville Lions Sports on News Radio WJPF. God bless everybody. Thanks, buddy.
See you.